Open by a homeless man who goes by John. Now, investigators say that he's a former Brown University student who grew suspicious of the gunman when he locked eyes with him in the bathroom just 2 hours before the shooting inside the Barus and Holley building. The gunman, his name is Claudio Neves Valente. Now, John, pictured here, is the man police were looking to speak to because of how close he got to that gunman. John said he followed Neves Valente out of the building before the shooting and played a game of cat and mouse in the neighborhood. Surveillance video shows Neves Valente running away from John.
A tragedy strikes an Ivy League campus, and the man who solved the mystery was living in the shadows. A homeless witness, ignored by the elite, becomes the hero. In the depths of the Barus and Holley building, beneath the feet of the nation's future leaders, lived a man named John. A former student himself, he had fallen through the cracks of the American dream, finding shelter in the very institution that once promised him a future. On December 13th, his quiet existence was shattered. He encountered a man who did not belong, a figure moving with a dark purpose through the hallways. John did not look away. He observed. He tracked. He saw the gray Nissan sedan with Florida plates, a detail that would later become the linchpin of a national manhunt. While the university's high-tech security failed to flag the intruder, this forgotten man, armed only with his intuition and a Reddit account, began documenting the movements of a predator. It is a staggering irony that the most prestigious minds in the country were protected not by gates or guards, but by a man the world had chosen to forget. The suspect, Claudio Manuel Neves Valente, was a walking indictment of our broken systems. He arrived in this country from Angola in the year 2000 on a student visa that lapsed decades ago. Yet, instead of enforcement, he found a path to permanent status in 2017. For 25 years, he remained a ghost in the machine, until he turned a place of learning into a scene of intense opposition and tragedy. 2 young lives were tragically lost during final exams, victims of a failure that spans decades of bureaucratic neglect. When the shots rang out, the system scrambled. But it was not the authorities who found the lead. It was John. He posted the vehicle details to a public forum, then called the tip line to point them toward his own digital trail. The bureaucracy was bypassed by a citizen, proving once again that the institutions we trust to protect us are often one step behind the reality on the ground. The trail led from the ivory towers of Rhode Island to a cold storage unit in New Hampshire. Driven by the information provided by a man living in a basement, law enforcement finally closed the net. They found Valente, but there would be no day in court. He had chosen to neutralize himself, ending his life before he could be held accountable for the lives he stole. The investigation is officially closed, but the questions are only beginning. How does a man live in a university basement for months unnoticed? How does a foreign national with a lapsed visa remain in the country for a quarter century? The elite will offer their condolences, but they rarely offer solutions. As the $50,000 reward remains in limbo, we are left to wonder if John will ever receive the credit he is due. In a world of billion-dollar security contracts, it took a homeless patriot to bring a killer to light and remind us that the truth, like the man who found it, is often hiding in plain sight.